I've recently purchased a 105 series Land Cruiser and fitted it out with a drawer and a drawer fridge. And today I'm going to be putting a BCDC charger, 200 amp hour lithium, and some aux beam goodies that have been sent out to me in the back of the 105 and getting it ready for a camping trip. Let's jump into it. All right, so starting straight off, what I've done is run the cable under the car, and now what I'm about to do is take off the side panel and this top thing here, and I'm gonna see where I can get into the cab with the cable. So I'll take this top part off and we'll have a look. All right, so now the wire is in. Don't mind some of this dodgy wiring. There's a lot I have to take out of this car. So now what we're gonna do is unwrap the BCDC charger. So this is the same one I put in the Triton. It's a 25 amp projector. It's their new one. The reason I like it, it's so compact and you just put the terminals straight on the BCDC charger. It doesn't have the big loop of wiring coming out. So I'll see where I want that mounted. I'm gonna mount the battery at the back. So I'm gonna try and sneak this in somewhere around that bolt, and then we can run the wiring to that and get that side hooked up, and we can tie up the whole loom on the bottom. So as you can see, this is the projector BCDC, and you pop off this little lid here. So as you can see, you got the alternator, which runs from your main battery or your alternator, whatever you prefer. You got the ground and the auxiliary battery. You then have all of these, which can use for certain features. So the ignition one's obviously for if you have a smart alternator and you need the ignition feed, and then the rest are just for some little gauges you can get. So as you can see on the box, you can get that gauge and that'll plug straight into the unit itself. And then as you can see, there's this little button here. So when you hook it all up, you click to what setting you want, and I'll be going all the way down to lithium. So the BCDC is all mounted down there now, and I've just ran the wiring just there. I've got enough length to reach that. So that is 8 BNS twin. That should be absolutely plenty for what I need. So that is there. I'm gonna go under the car, and as you can see, I've got the cable sitting down there and a whole lot of dirt. I'll tie that all up the whole way, and then we can get into doing the rest of the work. So now the wire is run underneath, and I've got about 5 ton of dirt in my face. What I've done is die grinded a little hole there, as you can see, so the wiring will sit flush under there. So that'll make it so I can still put this factory panel back over it, so it looks all sort of factory and like it's kind of meant to be there. So that is that, and now what I'm going to do is connect it to the BCDC charger. So I'll run it how I need with some P-clamps, and then what I'm also thinking is this is a factory socket up here, so I might pull that out and I'll run the wires down, and I'll also put that off a little switch panel that I'm going to put in here, so then I can use that as a charging port. So with the battery cables run from the front all the way to the back and put on the BCDC charger, I will now show you the battery that I'm using. And this is a Remco, which is a brand of lithium battery. They're actually a really good battery. We use them for work all the time, and we haven't had one fail yet. So I'm not going the Kings in this one. This one was a lot more expensive, but it's gonna do a way better job. It's a 200 amp hour, so it's gonna be perfect for what I need. Now what I haven't done is put a MIDI fuse in the front yet, because I don't want any live power through the car while I'm working on it. I always do that last thing. I always put the MIDI fuse on last, so you're not touching anything that's live. So we'll jump into getting this open, and we'll mock it up where it's gonna sit. We're gonna have to make a mount for it, and then yeah, we'll get into wiring that. Once that's wired, we'll wire in the little switch that is gonna go there, and some lights around the cab. So as you can see, that is the big old battery here. It's pretty big, it's pretty heavy too. I would like, oh, it says it on there, 23.5 kilos. So it's pretty heavy, but it's not too bad, especially for what size it is. It's 200 amp hour. It should work perfectly for what I need. Yeah, so let's get throwing it in the back. So as you can see back there, we have the battery sitting in there perfectly. It's actually a really good height, so you can tell that the wood on the top is not gonna be in the way of it. So what I'm gonna do, I think, is put a bit of angle line maybe this side and at the back, and that should hold it from going back and forth. And then what I might have to do is get Dad to weld up just a little bit of alloy coming off the back and sitting over the top, so then it won't go anywhere really. It can't really go anywhere with that wood on the top, but it'll just be for extra support. So I'm gonna get into mocking that up, I'll make that up, then we'll get into wiring the rest. So the rest all we have to do to wire the battery in is actually run a wire from the BCDC charger up and from the earth and up, and that's basically done. We've got to add a MIDI fuse to it, so I can mount that down there as well. And then what we need to do is wire up the switch panel, which I'll show you in a second, which has been kind enough to be sent out from Auxbeam, so I'll show you all of that. All right, so here I have 2 parcels from Auxbeam. I've been lucky enough that they have sent these out. They are really good products. I like the Rocklights so much. They gave me some more for this, so they were the ones on my Triton. So these are going one here, and then same on the inside, one on each side. And then this is their new 6-gang switch panel, I think it's called. It's just a multifunction slimline switch panel. So it comes with all your stickers and stuff. And I think these are really, really neat because they come in a box like this, so with the full drive, you'd know you have switches and stuff everywhere, and sometimes it just gets messy with the wiring. This keeps it so simple with products like these. When you just have to open the lid, it's a bit hard when it's not mounted. You just open the lid. So as you can see here, it's got a big positive and a big negative cable. So it'll tell me in the book how big of a fuse I should put to the positive. And then these are all your outputs. So you just put the positive and the negative from each thing you want to run into those holes. And then it's as simple as that. You run a connecting wire from the switch panel itself to the box, and it does it all for you. So as you can see, that is the switch panel. It is so slimline, it looks so sleek. They're push buttons and they light up behind it. It's going to look awesome. So this is the panel I have where I'm mounting it. So I'll probably mount it straight up the top, just like that, or down the side. I haven't decided yet. It'll probably end up the top like that. That'll look nice and neat. Or maybe on the inside, I reckon. Inside like that, I reckon will look nice and neat. But I'll decide where I want it, then I'll get that mounted, and that is going to look so nice, and it's going to make everything so neat for what I want to do. Then obviously, yeah, you've just got the stickers, and you put the stickers on the corresponding switch for what you want to run. All right, so as you can see, I've got all the holes drilled out. It's pretty easy to mount. All it has is some screw holes in the back, or bolt holes. So I'm gonna feed the plug through where it needs to go. Decided to put it at the top, and then I'm gonna line up where those bolt holes need to go on the back. If I've done it correctly, I can't really see, so I'll probably have to use my phone torch, but I'll go grab some bolts and we'll put it in. So as you can see, I've come up with this little bracket here. Don't mind the TIG weld. It's like my second time ever TIG welding something together. But what I've done is make it so that you can mount the thing that I need to mount up higher on top of it, and then I can drill the holes through the bottom to mount it to where I need to go. So I'm going to put that in now, and then the battery clamp should be all dry and ready to go, and then we can start wiring the Rocklights. So as you can see there, we have the battery bracket made up, as you can see, sitting over the top there. I just got to do one more bit of angle line for the bottom part on the left-hand side. Then as you can see, that junction box is sitting up there nicely. So now what we're going to do is run the battery wires from the BCDC charger to the battery, and the battery to this little junction box. All right, so the lighting is a bit poor because it is getting very dark outside. I've been working on this for a long time. So now what I'm gonna do is start mounting the Rocklights. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, you'd have actually seen these. I've got 4 of them to go on, so they're just the Auxbeam Rocklights. I want 2 up here and then 2 on the inside as well to shine into the car. These are a really good Rocklight. They're pretty hardy, and yeah, they work really good. They can connect to an app on your phone, which I think is awesome. So I'll get into mounting these up. All right guys, so last night it got a little bit too dark and a little bit too late, so I stopped recording for a bit, but I got a little bit more done. And as you can see, I got the Rocklights mounted on the back of the tailgate. So I've decided to only put 1 here and 1 on the other side there on the back of the tailgate, because when it's shut, it should shine into there anyway, and then it will shine perfectly down to the cooking space. So what I've done is, as you can see, there's a wire running up there, and it will run out here with my other cables, and then it runs all the way up. It runs through that grommet up there. As you can see, there's a little cut there, so I'm gonna put some like Sikaflex or something over that, so the grommet is nice and sturdy. Then it runs up there, and then up through here, and to the light, and then links to the other light. So as you can see as well, we got the battery all wired up. All we need to do is put the main positive and main negative to this switch panel, and then it should be all sweet to go. So as you can see here, guys, I've just cut the plug off that accessory socket and the plug is just down there. So what I'm gonna do is use these wires and run them over to my switch panel, and then I'll have that running off my back battery here. So that'll work awesome. All right, guys, as you can see, it is all wired up now. So I got the battery cables going on, got the little Pizza Twin going in for the accessories that I have. And as you can see, I've just got it dummied up here because I still need to get some bolts for the panel, and I can do that later on off camera, so the panel will mount in there. I just need to get some bolts because it's got real small little bolts that go in the back there. So I just need to get them and I'll be able to mount that. So I got it dummied up just so I can show you guys what's happening. So as you can see, I got a little loop wire here going to the battery, and that's actually the power feed for the light panel, and this is the switching wires. So as you can see, you just screw the little bits of twin in, put the battery cables to it, and then I can click the on button, and it's set at green, but you can set it at all different colors. So I click number 6, and that'll actually turn on my accessory socket, which I know works because I just tested it. And then 5, if I click 5, as you can see, the lights actually come on the tailgate, which is pretty damn cool. So now that that is all done, I'll put it all back together and then we can have a look at what it all looks like back together. I also want to say, guys, you can see that box in the middle just there. I haven't used that because that is what you need to change the colors, and I've had to extend the wires, so I've only just ran it to battery power, so they just turn on and they're one color. But if you want to use more colors, you connect them up to that box as per the instructions. All right, guys, so as you can see behind me, the setup is all done. Don't mind this. That will be stuck up when I actually get home because I'm at the parents' house and they have no bolts to fit that, so I've got to go buy some, but that's okay. But as you can see, it is looking absolutely sick. It is looking so clean. I'm so happy with how it's come out. It looks really neat. And you can see, turn this on, fridge turns on, turn that off. It is all done. It is looking so good. I would like to say thank you so much to Oxbeam for the lights and the switch panel. It is looking awesome. If you guys like this, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.